I'm going to go ahead and get this started early. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? So I saw this, actually give me a minute before I say that. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. So I call this So Who's to Blame? Because I saw this guy Sunshine something or other. And we're going to respond to part of it, but I want to go more in depth about it with this guy. So let's go ahead and get into this right quick here. Let me find the video. Oh boy. Our playlist. There we go. Ah, there it is. Okay. Stream videos. There we go. Sorry. Okay, what in the world we got on here? We're not going to watch that. I don't care about Hunter Avallone. Okay, we're going to take all this off. Okay. So I wanted to get into this one right quick. This guy, Spencer Sunshine. And this goes more into the idea, really, of the extreme, the researcher for extremism. These researchers for extremism. I swear that there's going to be a book about this to find out just how much of a grift this really is, because there's so many of these folks, and they, of course, they most of them claim to be anarchists. Because it's okay to be an anarchist, but it's not okay to be a Marxist. Yeah, Hunter is a sellout. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Hunter Avallone, lol. Yeah, exactly. What's going on, Noswell Jedi? What's going on, Peter Bizzle? Let's go ahead, or Bizzell, excuse me. Kind of like Weasel. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click off this. Let me go ahead and share the screeny only. Actually, let me do this. And let me see here. And do this. Okay, and hold on. We're gonna get it to the right thing here eventually. Yep, there we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and share the screenioli. There we go, Screenerino. There we go. We'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this Spencer Sunshine bit. And just kind of, starting off. Okay, so this guy is a libertarian socialist. He has a PhD. And he also pretty much has a unibrow. And he's another extremist researcher. He researches the far right. It's like there aren't enough of those folks out there. It's just like so many researchers and whatnot. It's almost like it's a grift. It's almost like, even though a lot of these so-called far right groups are completely infiltrated by the feds, and they probably told them to try to kidnap a governor, this and that, but golly dang it, it's still out there. We're gonna find it. It's almost like it's a grift. Well, let's go ahead and hear this guy. So, is it anti-Semitic to call landlords parasites?
Hi, my name is Spencer Sunshine, and I research and write about anti-Semitism and the far right. In general, I'm...
Turns off the likes and dislikes. No comments, because he probably deletes most of them.
more of a writer than a speaker, but I know a lot of people get their information from listening to YouTube and podcasts, so I decided to do something different and make a video of a piece that I've already written. I'm also making this to inaugurate my new YouTube channel. There's a bunch of existing videos of me that are floating around on the platform, and I wanted to compile them in one place. And so this is going to be my first piece of original content that I'm adding to the platform.
Yeah, basically.
This is actually a piece I originally wrote for my Patreon patrons in May 2020. And if you like this video, I hope you'll consider going to my Patreon and signing up as a donor. And it involved a question I was asked that concerned the May 1st rent strike. A number of people really liked the piece and they asked to distribute it. So I said, hey, let me make a video and you can pass the link for that around. So the question I was asked was this: is it anti-Semitic to call landlords parasites? So the short answer is it's best to avoid doing this. The long answer, however, is important to understand because it explains the narrative structure that anti-Semitism is based on.
PhDs, other than like medical doctors or like actual researchers of medicine in any way, or, you know, like biology, morons like this who get PhDs are some of the worst people. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. But, you know, there's a limit to education. I think that, you know, master's degree, I think, is a limit. You know, unless you want to actually be a doctorate and, you know, get your degree in something, you know, realistic, then don't get your PhD, you know. And I say that now, getting my bachelor's degree, hopefully in the next few weeks. You know, golly. There is such a thing as too much education. I'll put it that way. There is such a thing as too much education. And there's a limit where you just come off as a spurg, really. But yeah.
And once you understand this narrative structure, it'll be easier for you to understand why
probably going to become a lawyer. Hey, there you go.
Phrases and concepts are frequently considered to be anti-Semitic, even when they, on the surface level, it doesn't seem like there's any reason to do this. Hopefully, this will help you become more aware of the implications of your words. And I
remember the reason I'm mentioning this guy is because I saw him on Twitter, and, you know, he had this little chart. They love their charts, don't they? Where it's like, you know, the alt-right, the libertarian to alt-right pipeline. And, you know, it's like, you know, look at all the people that have been influenced by the alt-right, and they have all these connections to various folks, you know. That was such a big deal online. And of course, you know, people like this are just kind of late to the game. It sounds like he's been doing it a while, but he doesn't have any support. You know, I'll spare you the details here, but the thing is, this guy gets $800 on Patreon, and he's going to be researching more of the book Siege. He's talking about castles, I think. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about with that book, but it's like James Mason's book Siege, and he needs to, he's going to research it more so that, you know, you have to get me $2,000 so I can research this book. You know, it's just silly to me, really, with guys like this, where it's like, please give me money so I can do research that literally 10 or 15 other people are doing right now. You know, it's just, what makes you stand out? That's really what it is, isn't it? It's a market. As much as they claim to be anarchists, this and that, is that they have set up a market. They've set up a market where they are the ones that are researching far-right extremism. Whether it's Jared Holt, whether it's all this sort of thing, it's like, eventually, is it, you know, these are the ones that ultimately are going to be the leading lights, as the British may say, the leading lights of folks that promote censorship. These are the guys. And they may say to themselves, well, we just want to protect ourselves from anti-Semitism, this and that, but ultimately you are undermining whatever sort of potential revolutionary spirit is out there. But that's my opinion, you know. Yeah. Just a collection of articles, not a lot to research. Yeah. It's an India book. Yep, exactly. They were stuck in 2016. Exactly.
And hopefully help you to avoid being accused of anti-Semitism, and also to help you to stop from unintentionally fueling it. I've seen time and time again how a failure to understand the relationship between anti-Semitism, the critiques of finance and industrial capital, and the personification of capital has gotten many progressive activists in trouble. And it's been a lot of needless trouble. So, for example, accusations of anti-Semitism in the Occupy Wall Street movement were in large part caused by the movement's use of images and narratives in their criticisms of capitalist economies.
Another thing I do want to say, though, is he linked some SoundCloud recording that he did back in like 2010 of talking about anti-Semitism, this and that. And so many, it's like there were at least 3 occasions where he's like, well, this guy used to be progressive, but he went to the far right. It's like, why does that happen? It's like they don't even want to answer those basic questions, do they? It's like, well, why are people going over to the far right? Why are they doing that? And they're not staying with us over here who are just complaining about the same old bullshit. It's almost like you guys are just talking shit and you're not doing anything. You would rather just talk in your little book clubs, or you'd rather, go out in the streets and go argue with some random magapede who has no control over anything. They would rather argue about that. People that have no real power whatsoever, but because you see them as, it's like, why not go for the big fish instead of the goons? But, that's a whole other story. But yeah, go ahead.
A prime example of this was Matt Taibbi's use of the squid image in criticizing Goldman Sachs, who are
Oh boy. This is kind of like with Glenn Greenwald, where everyone's just calling him out, saying that he's nuts, this and that. But it's like, to me at least, Glenn Greenwald is like, I'm not going to sit here and agree with everything he's done because I haven't read everything. But it's like, in general, I think right now, he's correct, where it's like, there is no coup. It's like, and we see this kind of deflection going on amongst just the general left. I don't say like, anarchist and Marxist. I just say this is, like your soak Dems and your so-called progressive folks. Is that, there's this deflection like, well, we never talked about the fact that it was an actual coup. But now that Donald Trump is apparently stepping down, it's like, well, we didn't say it was a coup. It was an attempted coup and everything else. And so we're seeing the backpedaling, this and that. It's just silly. And of course, they're like, oh, Glenn Greenwald is unhinged, this and that. But it's like, no, he's just calling out your bullshit. But, I'm not going to, like I say, I don't sit here and agree with everything Glenn Greenwald has said. But still, just to say.
Historically Jewish bank. But what is capitalism? Capitalism is an economic system. Capitalists are those who pay employees for their
care more about image and substance. Yeah, that's true.
Doing the work themselves. But there's no, in a systemic view, there's no reason to distinguish different industries. All kinds of capitalism are equally problematic. They're all based on exploitation.
If I had $1 for every time I've heard problematic, I would at least be able to put a down payment on a house, at least. Golly, I mean, but that's the lexicon that we exist in. Golly, go ahead.
However, there's an alternative way to look at this, and this is a view called producerism. This perspective is commonly found in populist movements, but is heavily relied upon by the far right and specifically by anti-Semites. Producerists valorize those they claim who are the real people, usually blue-collar workers who create physical products, typically factory workers and farmers.
Yeah, those people that you should be talking to, but you alienate them because they're too racist and, are somewhat conservative in their social beliefs and you don't care for them. Yeah, those folks.
Producerists oppose industries where the product has an abstract form. So this includes banking, advertising, and education. This is the basis of the division between
academia,
industrial capitalism, and finance capitalism. And this is a distinction that was very important to the early Nazi Party. In this narrative, workers are presented as being pressured by elites from above, but also being dragged down by elements underneath, for example, by paying taxes to those who don't work. There are different versions of the producerist narrative.
Whoa. The thing is that, okay, so he wants to talk about producerism, but he doesn't want to get into the aspects of, okay, paying people, it's like, welfare queens and all that sort of thing. That's the image that exists in the United States. But of course, he doesn't delve into how we could fix that or anything else. He just says, well, that's what the Nazis used. Does he talk about how to combat it? Does he talk about how to change that narrative? No, he doesn't.
Narrative. Some are progressive and others are implicitly bigoted. And then some of them are just outright racist. But it's the standard framework that's used by white nationalists and anti-Semites. So, for example, a progressive example is you'll hear U.S. unions sometimes praise factory workers and attack bankers using the slogan, Main Street, not Wall Street. This is a politically neutral use of the producerist narrative. The implicitly racist version is the real Midwestern Americans versus the East Coast bankers and illegal immigrants.
Okay, hold on. So here's the issue with East Coast bankers is that doesn't necessarily imply Jew. This isn't me defending all these terms, but it's like that could also imply white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. That's what that implies the WASPs and everything else. That sort of elitist sort of, well, yes, oh, well, I have my nice house in Hyannisport or something like that, or I've got my nice house over there in the Hamptons or whatever. That sort of elitism. Once again, it doesn't necessarily just mean the Jews. It's like, look, I've moved on from that because, like, one thing, this is part of the problem, is that people just focus on the same old type of hoopla where it's like, oh, well, it's anti-Semitism. It's like, no. I think that even a lot of weaknats have realized this as well, is that they will talk about, the Brahmin caste in India having power as well, because they have learned how to find how they can build and how to get themselves into the system. All right. And of course, like I said, it's not all Brahmins or anything else from the Brahmin caste of India, but it's the same thing with, Chinese or anything else, is that they learn to play the game. So this, once again, it's not just the Jews, it's also the WASPs and everything else that consider the old leader, the old money versus the new money, right? To a point, even that's what the Kennedys, even though that they were Irish, he was Joe Kennedy was a bootlegger, and he, sympathized with the Nazis as well. Do you hear them talk about that? No. They would rather just focus on JFK and say, oh, it was so shameful. He was going to end the war, this and that. Ultimately, I will say this, is that JFK and his brother Bobby were nothing more than college bros who ended up getting into the White House and who may have given lip service to some ideas, but ultimately didn't really care. They slept with who they wanted to, right? And everything else. But it's not just why do we care? Yeah. The thing is that I'm pointing this out on a deeper level to say, okay, who is this, the thing is that he is kind of a stumbling block to, any sort of progress, in my opinion. I think it's important to say of just how base level he is. And I'm trying to discuss more about the larger aspect of people who research the far right. And it's a grift. And that this guy wants to be part of the grift, and he's just not that intelligent. That's all it is. And he's very boring, but that's my take anyway. But let's go ahead and, you know what? Since I have some complaints, let's go ahead and skip to near the end here.
Right's political worldview. You'll find that people who have egregious views will start agreeing with you, and they may take this opportunity to claim that you support their views, or they may look at your audience and attempt to target your audience for recruitment. This actually happened at Occupy Wall Street when the far right saw the slogans and talking points that were being used by left activists harmonizing with their own. And in multiple instances, they came in to either get involved or to cross recruit from their base or otherwise try to elbow.
This is okay. So this is pretty much just Gwen Snyder tier type of stuff. For what I remember about Gwen Snyder is that she was on a big campaign to try to cancel Chapo Trap House. And you can feel as you want to. I don't care for them. I don't listen to them. But it's like she was on a real tirade about, trying to bring them down. And ultimately, she did bring this up where she was like, well, yeah, I was at Occupy, this and that. And then I saw all these, all the libertarians who were taking our talking points and everything else. And they took the narrative and, they ruined it and everything else. And, and Jason Kessler was there too, of course, the organizer of Unite the Right and everything else. So it's like, this is pretty much just recycle Fei Hua, really. But yeah, go ahead.
Into the movement. So it's while it's not necessarily anti-Semitic to call landlords or bankers, teachers, or journalists as parasites, it is certainly not, as they say in nonprofitese, best practices. Labeling people this way may have unintended consequences, and if you call somebody, label somebody this who's Jewish, and all they're doing is running a business just the same as any other capitalist, think about what you've done.
Okay. I have a problem with that. So when he says, well, they're just running a business like everybody else. It's like, hold on. I thought that's the whole idea of class analysis. Like, okay, they're still petty bourgeoisie, right? If they own a small business, you shouldn't, even though this guy claims to be a libertarian socialist and is more on the anarchist tip, it's like, okay, then why are you just saying, well, they own a small business too, we should be nice to them? It's like, what? I thought you're supposed to be against that too. I'm trying to make sense of it here when he says that, but yeah.
Even if you see capitalism as a system and you treat finance and real estate even-handedly in comparison to other sectors, using terms like parasite may unintentionally reinforce a producer's critique and their
this is almost, I mean, this is pretty much just tone policing. This is, where it's like, well, we have to do things a certain way, and if we do it this way, then we'll get what we want. It's just, you're diluting the idea. You're diluting, to pronounce it correctly, but it's like you're diluting this idea, and you're taking that energy and you're kind of like, okay, well, we should do it this way. And when you do that, you lessen your power over time. It's like, well, we can't say it that way because someone else said it that way. We're going to get the wrong people. When you do that sort of thing, and when you tell people we can use these words, but we can't use these words, when you do that, you limit your impact. I'll just put it that way.
Thereby, by extension, far-right and anti-Semitic views. So that's the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please consider going to my Patreon. It's under my name, Spencer Sunshine, and signing up as a supporter. And hopefully there'll be some more videos to come.
Well, there you go. All right. Yeah. Yep. I think I'm going to create a hemp business someday. Yeah, there we go. You never know. Yeah. The way it's looking is that, during Joe Biden's presidency, he will probably full on at least decriminalize, and maybe full on legalize cannabis. And the thing is, like I say, that's another issue as well, is that, who is to blame? It's like once that's legalized, and we put, and people, of course, will point to Portugal for this idea, but it's like once we decriminalize a lot of these things, you're going to have, it's just going to be swallowed up by capitalism. I mean, I've repeated this before, but it's like, it doesn't make any sense to me, this idea that, we should do it this way, or, it's like once we legalize it, then, it'll be great for small business. No, it'll be swallowed up by big business because they have the, they have all the resources that they need. And that all they have to do is just buy them out. It's that simple. If they have enough money, they'll just buy out enough producers of cannabis. And I'm trying to, because I know marijuana, that's a racist term. I'm trying to be careful. I'm trying to be somewhat woke here, but marijuana is, is a racist term. So cannabis is the way to say it. And weed, it's not a weed. It's an actual plant, right? But anyway, is that ultimately cannabis will just be swallowed up by the Walmarts and the CVS and the Walgreens and everything else. It'll just be swallowed up. And people will say, well, why did this happen? Corporations will just, replace the Molinas. Yeah, that's true. That is true. And like I say, I mean, if you think that, these drug dealers or anything else, or these cartels in Mexico are suddenly going to be better off, it's just like, no, it's oversimplified. Like I say, it's very easy. And even I have to say this as being someone who's been somewhat of a reactionary a lot of his life. But it's like, it's easy to be like, well, I blame these folks and I blame these folks and I blame these folks. And even I've done it now, even with talking about, oh, well, we have to blame Joe Biden for all the neo-lib stuff and everything else. But it's like, at the end of the day, is that you can blame all sorts of folks. But ultimately, it's a question of, do you actually want to change the system, or do you want to be the person in the chair? That's an oversimplification, I do realize, but that's really the difference, isn't it? Is that if you want to blame somebody, Do you want to blame them so that you can simply kick them out of that chair so that you can take that job? Or do you actually want to change something? I think that's the real question, isn't it? I think it's an interesting, idea to say the least, is where it's like, well, do you actually want to, once we get rid of, it's so easy to say, let's get rid of the concept of capitalism. Let's get rid of, the stock market or whatever the case may be, or, get rid of wage labor or this and that. But it's like, and of course, that's where you get into the co-op argument and everything else. But it's like cartels and avocados or the pistachios as well. Pistachios out in California, there's the guy who runs that business. I can't think of who it is offhand, but it's like, and of course, California is under the control of arguably, many different corporations, either they get wrecked or there will be collaboration. Exactly. Like I say, people can get swallowed up by these types of things. Walmart is not going to go away anytime. It isn't. Is it people get tired of waiting in lines at Walmart, and that during COVID they limited the amount of people that were in their stores, and they made it like a casino even more so, where it's just like it was only one way in and one way out. They usually have like 3 or 4, maybe like 6 or 7 different places to go in and go out, but they limited that one place, right? Y'all remember? So you'd go into that one, entrance at the beginning, and then you have the exit right next to it, right? That's all you could do, And because of that, the reason I say that is because, I'm lazy. I don't want to walk around Walmart for like 15 or 20 minutes. I'm like, dang gum, I don't have to walk all the way to the back of the store to get some rolls or something like that, to get some croissants. I'd rather just go into, it's like, why don't I just go to Dollar Tree, And of course, like I say, this is using some of my, what I learned in marketing, and more specifically, strategic management, where it's like cost leadership principle. It's like, who's more of a cost leader in terms of, okay, we're going to strip things to the bare bone and we're going to rake in as much profits as possible. Yeah. Start smuggling pinto beans. Yeah, exactly. And also, I think part of the thing with I don't know where the fuck where am I going with this? I just started talking about nothing, didn't I? It's a show about nothing. Doodle-doo-doo. Sorry. Forgot what I was saying. But yeah, basically, it's easy to blame folks. It's easy to blame individuals or to blame the globalists or anything else. It's easy to do that. It's easy. But it's harder to try to pinpoint what you're actually going to do or what your society is going to look like afterwards. That's much harder. And people can say vaguely what they want to do, but they don't know exactly how it's going to be, right? So it's easy to point out those folks and say, well, it's these people, the evil Hollywood, this and that. Okay, well, how would you make movies then? It's like, well, now we have CGI and everything else. It's like, okay, well, how are you going to do it? That's the whole thing. That's part of the reason that you have conspiracy theorists, and more specifically, why you have people that have created careers out of being conspiracy theorists. And I don't say that as a negative. Look, people can make their money, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you have these people who ultimately, they don't advocate for any movement. They don't advocate for socialism. They don't advocate for any sort of change to the system. They just advocate for, well, look at these evil folks that are going to do the Great Reset, this and that. And to a point, I can say that, yeah, the Great Reset is going to happen. But what are these people going to do about it? Not a whole hell of a lot, because they're basically, a lot of them are libertarians. And they talk about, well, if we just did things this way, then ultimately things would be better off. And we don't have to get rid of corporations and everything else necessarily. But it's like, that's my take anyway. It's easy to say, but I'm also a bit older. And I've said this before, but it's like, I'm a bit older. I don't have the energy to get mad at every single thing that goes on. I don't. I don't have the capacity for it. I'm just kind of like, okay, well, do what you do, I guess. I mean, that's my attitude, really. But yeah. Sorry for the dead air there, but yeah. Oh, it's just one of those days, isn't it? For me, it just rained, and now the sun's coming out. It's still going to be wet and nasty out there. Oh, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But yeah. Like I say, I think maybe today, well, let's say tomorrow. Let's just go ahead and I'm not even going to front on y'all. Tomorrow, I'm going to start recording that brief video for Magnum PI, talking about the some vulgar, very vulgar, I'll be honest with you, and not based on any Marxist critique, but more of just my own critique about the way I see things. Class analysis of Magnum PI. Like I say, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, depending. And then I will work on that Star Wars trilogy or the Star Wars prequels and kind of go through those. So yeah, I'll start doing that. I think that's all I have to say. Yeah. Basically, we were talking. What we were talking about Glucarin was basically we're talking about who's to blame, and it's not just the Jews or anything else. We're talking about the WASPs a little bit. Talking about I mean J.P. Morgan. Obviously being a WASP and everything else. Definitely white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, and of course how that is now included. Your Latinx folks and everything else who have now gotten involved with the system. Even now, we see politicians like AOC and what's her name? I can't think of it now. The other member of the squad. Anyway, but how they can get swallowed up into this elitist system as well. But yeah, that's basically what I said. And we went on talking about Walmart a little bit, this and that, and cartels and everything else. So I don't know. But yeah, it's a wild, wild world, isn't it? Oh yeah, Imperial Renaissance video. Yeah, we'll do that next time. What's going on, Live Snow 1975? What's going on? Out of hell with it. Let's go ahead and do it. Why not? I'll go ahead and find Imperial Renaissance, right? Okay. No, it's okay. It's all right. I'm not gonna be Imperial Renaissance. Sam Kinison. I've been listening to some Sam Kinison lately. Here we go. Imperial Renaissance. Let me see what we got here. Let me see here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Christian Imperial Part 1. Oh boy. Okay. I shouldn't just make fun of a guy for how he looks though, because look, I'm no pretty man. I'm not. I shouldn't do that. Let me see. Yeah. The Eternal Latinx, exactly, yeah. Amphibia. What is animated series? Huh. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Okay, let me see if I can find one that, the John Locke problem. Okay. Was the Roman Empire fascist or imperial? Okay, well, that's kind of a short one. Okay. Let's see what this fool has to say. Hmm. Notice he didn't. Okay. Notice that he didn't talk about Germany, because obviously, if it was German fascism or National Socialism, he would have had to bring up the fact that they worked with the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem or tried to influence rebellions in Iraq, for example. But yeah, very funny. Go ahead. Oh shit. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to the beginning. Okay.
All right, Uncle Sam, here's your response. He says, in my opinion, Emperor Augustus was the first true fascist because he wanted everyone in the empire to be thoroughly Romanized and lawful to the empire. Okay, well, here's my rebuttal to that. I argue that Augustus wasn't a fascist, and the Roman Empire wasn't fascist either. It was an imperial state. Why do I say that? Because the fun little answer is just it wasn't called the Roman fascist state, it was called the Roman Empire. They were imperials. But here's why, from a doctrinal point of view. Is imperialism and fascism very similar? Heck yes, they're very similar. Mussolini even said in his book, this is imperialism. But what the key difference is this. So, in my understandings of what I've studied about fascism, it is very singular minded, very closed off. Like, for instance, Italian fascists only talk about Italy. British fascists only talk about Britain. Spanish fascists only talk about Spain. It's very...
Okay, so here's my point again, just to make sure. So now that you have the context, he says that it's singular. Notice that he left out German fascism or National Socialism because, like I say, they work with the Grand Mufti. They, definitely talk about getting rid of Slavs and everything else, but it's not, yeah, it was Germanic. Yeah, and they did talk about that, but it's like to influence other peoples, such as the rebellion in Iraq as well, which was still a British colony, or it was under the auspices of the British. It's interesting, of course, that he doesn't, he just kind of skipped right over that, kind of, just whizzed right over that point. But yeah, at least that's my view. Yeah.
Singular in its ideology. It doesn't seek to influence or to change other people to its form of view. See, fascists do believe in conquering like imperials do, but unlike imperials, fascists only care about their people. So, imperials, like the Romans, go into a place and they destroy the culture. See, that's what imperials do. Is imperialists destroy other cultures and replace it with their own. See, that's way different than fascism. Fascism seeks to change its people, not...
Okay. Huh? What is this guy? Okay, go ahead.
Not other people. Imperials want to change all other people. And that would be my main argument against what you're saying there. Augustus firmly believed that he had a job to go out and change the world to be Roman. That's what he believed. That's not what fascists believe. Fascists believes that he has been called to change his people. So that's one of the major differences I see between imperials and fascists. Romans wanted to change the world because they wanted everyone to be like them. That's an imperialist thought process. They knew that the entire world was dark and cruel, and Rome is the light. Another one of the major differences I see between fascism and imperialism is that imperialism is a globalist mindset. We are the world's police. We need to save the world. We have a duty to the world. Whereas fascism is a very isolationist mindset. I don't care about them. All that matters is us. We aren't the world's police. We are our police.
And that's what the rhetoric is, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. 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 Let me see where I can start with this, because this is a whole lot of Feihua going on here. So the thing is, of course, is that, yeah, fascism, they wrote about that and said, oh, well, make me hate imperialism even more. Yeah, he really does. Yeah. He's talking about how the Roman, it's just ridiculous, because it's like, okay, let me see if I can make a cognizant point. The fascists wrote that they were about, that they weren't about their, that they wanted to be an autarkic society and everything else, but it's like, I mean, bruh, it wasn't like that in real life, is that there were plenty of folks who, were subjugated by the Italians, this and that, and had to learn Italian and everything else. It's just, think about songs like Faccia Nera, Bella Messina. It's like, come on, man. Yeah, greater country idea, yeah. Italy just happened to have an imperial history. Exactly.
So that's why I firmly hold that Rome was not fascist. It was imperial. Now I can turn it around again. That's why the imperial faith is not the fascist faith. Because, as we know, Jesus wants us to go out to the entire world. He doesn't want us to just stay in our nation and spread the gospel. Jesus is an imperialist. He wants to change.
Oh. Okay. Whew. Oh, boy. I thought Jesus was a socialist. I thought he was a socialist because he wanted to get rid of the banks and all that and treat people equally and all that business. Jesus was an imperialist. Oh. Jesus was an imperialist. Oh, boy. Judas was simply an anti-imperialist. I mean, Judas was just an anti-imperialist who went to the other side. Oh.
The entire world to fit his law. Just like how Augustus thought that Rome had a duty to go out to the world and to save it and to Romanize it, Jesus Christ has given you the order to go to the world and spread the good news. And I hope you do that. As an imperial Christian, that's what's expected of you.
An imperial Christian. Oh.
I expect you to go out and spread the gospel any way you can.
Oh,
well,
man.
Uncle Sam, I hope that cleared some stuff up, and I hope you enjoy this video. But hey, I hope you have a great day. Ave Roma.
Ave Roma. Ave Roma. Oh, my goodness. Where? Oh, gosh. What southern state is this guy from? If I was better at accents, I could probably tell. But dang, God, where is this fool from? Where is this goober from? God or family? Okay. Oh, okay. This is some. Woo. This is LARP on a pretty big level, isn't it? I mean. Okay, I got to see another one of these because, oh my goodness. This is. Okay. Jesus homecoming. He is at once an anarcho-communist and an imperialist. Yeah. Does not equal imperialist state on earth. Yeah, exactly. Christianity discourages forced conversion. Yeah. People should stop using religion to promote ideas like imperialism. They really should. They really should. It's very cringe.
Salve. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what is more important, God or family. This was a requested video, so here you go.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to start this video with a verse that should answer the question immediately.
What sort of imagery is this? I mean, go ahead.
Matthew chapter 10, verses 35 through 38. For I have come to set a man against his father.
I keep on. I want to think in my head like this guy must be from like Tennessee or something. I don't know if he is, but it just something strikes me as like he's from Tennessee. I don't know why.
Daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Yeah,
they are.
Man's
enemies will be those of his own household. He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he who does not take his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. Well, right there, God tells you, sometimes your faith's going to be tested in a really hard way, and that way is your parents may not accept it. But Christ says that if you choose your family over him, then you're not worthy, which basically means you're in a lot of trouble. So, as sad as it is,
Okay.
if the time comes,
So this guy has to be a Baptist also. As far as I know, with Catholicism, I think they see it a different way. Obviously, Catholicism is not a it's not a monolith, but once again.
comes when you have to choose between your family and God, always choose God. Jesus is more important than any part of your family. Now, does that mean you should reject your family? No. You need to also remember this verse as well. In Ephesians chapter 6, verse 2, honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise. Verse 3, that it may be well with you and you may live long on the earth. So, honor your father
Batman,
and
Roman
mother.
God, yeah.
Now, that means respect them. But if they hold heretical views, you don't have to follow those. In fact, you shouldn't. Follow God's laws, not your parents. Obviously, this is if your parents are heretics. Again, always choose God, not your family, if you have to make that choice. Let's look at Psalms 27, verse 10. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take care of me. So remember, Jesus Christ is always with you, and he'll always take care of you. You should have complete faith in him, complete trust in him. Jesus Christ isn't going to lie. He can't lie. He'll take care of you. Trust in him.
Oof. Oof. That's all I have to say to that. Oof. Let me look at his playlist there. Templar music. Oh, good old Templars. Oh, no wonder. Batman. Oh, he loves the Batman, huh? City Hunter. Oh, boy. Oh, he's like a boomer. Oh, my goodness. I've looked at so many boomer YouTube channels, and they'll have like a million saved playlists. It's like, oh, my goodness. Okay, the anime. Oh, my goodness. He's checked off all the boxes, hasn't he? This is a weed. Okay. So he's a weed Christian, or a Christian weed. Oh, he's one of those. He's one of those. He's one of these guys that would be in Discord and be like, is it okay to jerk it off to an anime character? Is that okay? He's one of those. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Oh, I got to see this guy. Okay, what does this guy look like? Okay, is this really him? Oh, my goodness. We're not going to watch every minute. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Okay, before we go any further. Okay, he does the half-hearted Hitler salute. A fascist beret. An Iron Cross second class. And it looks like oh my goodness. Okay. Keeps rolling down. Oh my goodness. He is an incarnation of heresy. Exactly, yeah. Golly. Oh my goodness.
Salve. Welcome to the Imperial Renaissance.
Oh, Red Baron. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Oh.
I thought about today's video, and I've been led to share this with you. It's a very important message that I feel...
Did he steal... I'm sorry. I have to say this up front. Did he steal this costume from someone who was doing Phantom of the Opera? Is he about to, put on the mask and start singing or something? Oh my goodness.
But the channel does not spread enough. I want you to know that God loves you. The big part of the Imperial Renaissance is making sure that people realize that God is not a big old genie, a big old teddy bear that's always love, and hey, no matter what you do, I'll always love you forever, and there'll be no consequences. See, the biggest problem with the church today is it...
Oh my goodness. I can't get over the LARP. I mean, it's... And what sort of figurines I don't even want to know. Go ahead.
To took out the fear of God. You know, the Bible says the first step to wisdom is fear of the Lord. But do you ever hear about that kind of stuff in a Protestant church? The answer is no, you don't. All it is love, love, love. Never fear. Fear is a key part of the Christian walk. Fear of God. Remember, the Bible also says this.
Oh boy, we're gonna go back to the days where we're gonna be, you know, flagellating ourselves, huh? I mean, do we really want to go back to that? I guess, yeah. Jesus, waifus, or Batman? Pick one. Yeah, I want to see PayPal counters. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, people like this are the reason why I don't have a positive view on the Christian community. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Don't fear the man that can kill your body. Fear God who can destroy your soul. You have to remember that a healthy fear of God is what's needed. The Renaissance is here to remind people of that, because the church has lost it. Back to what I said. God loves you. God loves you so much you just can't understand how much he loves you. It's excellent. Every time the full weight of God's love falls on me, I just marvel. I just marvel about how God, the God of the universe, can love me, this insignificant wretch, this sinner.
Stop using song lyrics. Stop using Amazing Grace.
Who has betrayed him constantly. But he does. He loves me. And he loves you too. And he wants you to have a relationship with him. A friendship, yes, but not just a friendship. A lot of people leave it at that. You know, Jesus is my best friend. That's good, but I hope Jesus is more than your best friend, because Jesus is your God.
Thought it was the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Oh, wait a minute. That's... Wow. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Let's go ahead and look at his other videos, because, my goodness. Okay, this is some heavy LARP. I mean, this is... Oh. Whew. Okay, this is his other costume, right? Or this is one of his other ones. A soldier in God's army. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Salve.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I remember when I used to dress it like this when I was like 12 years old, but I grew out of it because I realized it was kind of fucking cringe. Lord bless this guy, because he is so cringe. I'm sorry. Please bless him of his cringe. Oh my goodness.
In this video, I'm going to be discussing part 2 of the Imperial Christian series. Part 2 being, you need to remember that you are a literal soldier in the army of God. As my pastor pointed out, all too often, Christians nowadays have become so self-centered that church isn't about Christ, it's about them. I want preaching that makes me feel good. I want music that I like to listen to. And this is becoming a real problem in God's army. When you join the army, does the army cater to your needs? No. You are put where the army needs you.
Okay, so hold on. I'm trying to make sure of this. Okay, so he didn't take the little lanyard off. So he got one of those fake sort of, you know, the Caesar wreath, wrapped it around. Looks like an old school. I can't even tell what sort of hat that is, and put the LARP thing on top. Oh my goodness. The gloves and every. Oh my goodness. He's 22. If Aunt Pavlich was American, yeah. Gotta go. Oh, okay. See you later. No more libs. See you later. Have a good one. Be careful. Be careful on your journey.
It's the same thing with Christ. In God's army, you are put where he wants you, and you're supposed to submit to his authority, not him submitting to your authority.
Let me ask you this. When you compare yourself to the literal God of the universe, do you really think you're anything but an insignificant little speck? Christians need to get off their high horse.
Okay. So at the beginning of the other video, he was like, God loves me. But now he's saying, well, you're just an insignificant insect. Oh.
We have the fortunate
Oh my. Okay. The white gloves are. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Christ. He actually cares about you, that insignificant little speck in the universe. Man does not. That's something you need to remember, is that while God loves you, you need to be obedient, not God be obedient to you.
Remember, the point of this video is to...
Okay, so hold on. Why do you have... Okay, number one, we know what this photo is. This is... Okay, there's... He purposely cut out the bit where there's a knife sticking in this guy's back. Number one. Number two, why are you going to use... It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, if you're a Christian, why do you care about, I'm going to wear an Iron Cross second class coming from the German army as a modernist force? Is he one of these guys? Oh my goodness.
Remind you that you are a literal soldier in the army of God. We can see this in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 3. We see it says, "You therefore must endure hardships as a good soldier of Jesus Christ." Remember, you are a literal soldier in this army, and you are expected to act as thus.
Just like in the real military, discipline is key. Christians have completely lost.
Yeah,
discipline.
that's fair. That's fair,
They think they can have their cake and eat it
Gurkarin.
too.
Sorry.
Even though they have the forgiveness of Christ, they think they can continue on.
Yeah, chainmail's expensive, yeah.
And it'll just be okay.
Okay, let's see another one where he's LARPing. Oh my good. Okay, let's see what else he's got. Imperial meme. Oh my goodness. Okay. How to convince conservatives to become... Oh. So this guy... Okay, hold on. Why does he keep using the iron? Okay, hold on. The importance of the Jews in Israel. Oh. Holy moly. Okay, let's see this for a minute. Oh my goodness. Why is this man sitting next to him? Why? Oh my goodness. Oh. The white suit. He's got the... Oh. I can't. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. Oh. Oh. The ultimate state of Tradcast, boys. It's something. I can't even... Yeah. That's so sad. This is... Oh.
Hey, and in this video, I'm joined by one of the best pastors that I know, and he will be explaining to us why Israel is still important and the Jews are still important as a people.
Imagine putting on iron crosses, this and that, but then oh my goodness, this is some. Oh. Imagine wearing an iron cross second class, but then also saying and doing things that look like literal Hitler, but it's like, but the Jews are so great. Oh.
He said best pastors that he knew, one of them. I started.
Oh, look at that! Got the American flag and the Israeli flag. Oh.
Joined us, but I'm glad you all are with us. I'm glad you're interested in this topic, and it's something that I think everybody needs to talk about today, think about, and understand from a biblical perspective why Israel is still important, why the Jewish people are still important. You have to go back to the beginning, and you notice that in the Garden of Eden, and by the way, I'm a person who believes in a literal Garden of Eden. I believe in a literal creation, a literal sixth-day creation. I'm a biblical preacher. I'm a biblical theologian.
Why did this grown man allow this LARPer to dress like that? You should be ashamed. I'm just going to tell you, you should be ashamed of this guy. Why are you not ashamed of him? This guy's dressing like a LARPer. He is making a joke of your religion. If anyone ever saw, what? Yeah, Zionist preacher. Yeah, peak philo-Semitism. Yeah. We would go on a balcony and LARP as Mussolini. Exactly. These
are things that God has shown us and that really have been proven time and time again, but have been rejected by humanity. But when you go back to the beginning, God brought a people, just like us, Adam and Eve, into this world by his own creative design.
Oh, Lord.
Of course, you know the story. They failed in their obligation to God. They failed in their relationship to God. They failed by breaking the commandment of God. And I did say that in the singular because at that point in time, the only law was one. Don't take of that tree and eat. They did. And since then, we've all been cursed with this sin problem, this sin propensity that we all have. You start traveling through time and you notice that at a time, a literal time, it's been about 4,000 years ago now, a little longer than that, but about 4,500 years ago, but God brought a flood on this earth. Again, it's something that I believe is a literal event. It's something that God brought on this world to judge the world, and it's evidenced by things all over the world, by fossils that you see, marine fossils, by the way, on top of mountains and in different places. So it's really not something that we
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. Oh, my goodness.
But through that flood, okay. Questions. I pray that those questions would be thought about.
What is he doing? What is he doing?
Answered. And Lord, that we'd see your glory through it all. We love you, we thank you, and we praise you. And we do it all today in the name of Jesus Christ, our Lord, our Savior.
I didn't even notice the picture of the dog. Oh, what is...
Our soon coming King. And to that, I say amen.
Ave Yeshuas Deus Imperator Rex.
Oh, my... Oh. Why did they let this guy... I'm glad I grew up. I am. I'm glad I grew up and I realized that this was cringe. I do it sometimes, but my good... Oh, I can't. Evangelicals have no shame. They really don't. I'm sorry, but yeah. This is... Yeah. Naruto Kanji, while his preacher teaches about Israel. This and neo-Confederates are the reason why no one likes the South. Yeah. Arguably, I have to agree. I do have to agree with you. This is... Oh. $109 times for no damn reason. I'm sorry. Oh boy. What is this? What is it? What's he gonna say? Yeah, 109 times for no damn reason. Oh, what? On what now? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, Coach Red Pill. Oh. I don't care about Coach Red Pill. That's just, oh, that was from a different time. Okay, one more. Oh, man. Batman teaser. Oh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. God should love us, this and that, and that we're just merely insects. But I'm still going to LARP and do... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it. Some child's dreams should be crushed. They should be crushed. Oh my goodness. I mean, oh. Oh my God! Why is he doing Oh no! Oh.
Scars on my fingers, burns on my neck, crashing my train, washing my red.
I hate Batman now. I hate Batman. I don't. Yeah, I hate Batman now.
Scars on my fingers, bruises on my neck, crashing my trains, washing my red.
Is a will be epic. This film is a will be epic. But where the Batman? Oh my!
Scars on my fingers,
yeah.
bruises my neck, crashing my trains, washing my red.
I've almost okay. We fell into the rabbit hole, didn't we, folks? Okay, we fell into the rabbit hole. Oh my goodness, I can't stop watching this cringe. I can't stop watching it. Okay, I can't. We gotta cut it off. Okay, we got right wing Christian. Well, oh, this would be funny if it were ironic, but he is 100% serious. Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's so sad. That is so pitiful. I can no longer like Batman. I never even liked Batman that much because he was a Richie, but now I really don't like Batman. Oh, he ruined it. Oh, some kids' dreams need to be crushed. Someone should have told this guy. Oh. But what can even be said, huh? What can even be said about guys like, oh, Lord have mercy. I need a minute before I end this because this just Woo, it's so sad because ultimately I can't fully blame him. You're a little literal soldier in Batman's army. Yeah, Superman is better. Yeah, something I don't know. It's sad because the United States, and I do believe this about capitalism in general, but they do want consumers and they want people to be eternally controlled by their childhood. It's the same reason, like I say, with that Old Dirty Bastard song. It's like, we're going to use some Old Dirty Bastard songs so that we can manipulate Gen X and millennials. You know, hey, dirty, come by our washer. That's literally, I know that's not the words, but it's like, top 10 Batman and Mussolini moments. Yeah. It's sad because it's like, okay, I do realize that society has accepted him doing this. And that his parents obviously are like, yeah, we're just going to let him be a spur. It's like, someone should have spanked him. I'm sorry. Who knows how deeper of a LARP he would have been. I mean, he probably would have been worse than Chris Chan, but it's like, oh, that's something. Okay, let me take a look here. Dodgeball Jedi. Let me see. Oh, I missed it. Okay. Let me see what we got here. Okay. Okay, let me see what we got here. Anytime. Let's see what we got. What's this? Okay, yeah.
What's that guy talking about? I don't know, but he's got a megaphone.
We will dismantle oppression board by board. We'll saw the foundation of big business in half, even if it takes
Krabovska. Yeah. That is pretty funny, though. Even I have to say, that is pretty funny. All right. I feel a little bit better, yeah. He grew up with a single mother. Oh, no wonder. Yep. Single mothers. Yep. He is fascinated with authoritarian leaders. Both. Yep. He didn't have a daddy. He didn't. Okay, so he didn't grow up with a daddy, huh? That's why. Because even my dad, you know, as wussy as he is, he would give me a spanking. Yeah. He's replacing his father with Hitler, Mussolini, Sonic, Naruto, Batman. Oh, yeah. And Jesus. Or his own version of Jesus. Yeah. Oh, this kid. Oh, that guy. I mean, he's not even a kid. He's 22. Yeah. This. And they're feeding him these delusions, aren't they? I mean, like I say, this is one of those things where it's like, you could blame. It's like I could blame him, but he's cringe as it is. It's easy to blame him. You need to blame that damn pastor for allowing him to do that. Imagine it's like, hey, pastor, I'm going to come in here. You know, I want you to talk about Israel. Can you do that for a few minutes while I sit here and, you know, I'm going to have my white suit on with my, you know, and do this and do some. That pastor should be fired. He should be fired for allowing that. He should be. I don't care what you say. I mean, maybe that's more of an SJW thing, but it's like, damn, why would you allow? It's just, I feel so sorry for him. I do. I do feel sorry because I know that there's part of me that could have been him. I think that's a sad thing. It's like, there is part of me that knows ultimately I could be, that I could have been this guy. Okay, he's got a new video. Let's take a look here. He's got the...
Salve, just some quick news. Well, I just wanted to
Where does he keep... Oh my goodness, go ahead.
tell you all what was going on and why I haven't been really posting recently. The reason that is because it's college. We're about to enter finals week, and so obviously this is one of the busiest times for a person in college, so I apologize for that. But I'm still working on a lot of projects, you know, the Doomer speech, among others. Another reason why I'm not really posting is, as you all know, my channel got hit with 2 strikes. And, you know, 3 strikes and the channel gets deleted. Well, one of those strikes expires and goes away on the 29th of November. So I'm kind of trying to wait till that goes away, you know, so my channel's in the green light again before I start posting again. So that's another reason I'm not really posting. But don't worry, I will get back to posting, and you have a lot of great videos coming really soon. So look forward to that.
I cannot imagine how's this guy allowed to be in college. I don't know. Yeah, it could. Yeah, that's really the truth. It's like I feel sorry because I know that they, like I say, there was genuinely a part of me that was like that. I know. It's like the degree in fascism and comic book studies. Yeah, it's like I do realize that. It's like, and to a point, I could, you know, I still engage in it in smaller ways, but it's like, damn, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, I guess all I can do is feel pity for him. That's all I can really do. I feel pity for him. You know, I'm not going to make fun of him. I'm not going to sit here and insult him. You know, he is who he is. Yeah, allowed him to disrespect his church. Exactly. Exactly. It's like they allowed him to do... I don't know. There's so much in there that can be said. There's so much in there that can be said. Oh, Lord. That can be said. There's so much. Okay, let me see. Yep. We have improved. I mean, that's what I hope for, too. I did see your comment there, but yeah. Selected ideologies. Pan third position. Okay. Oh.
Union Army Ball, I will now begin telling you my opinion on certain political ideologies he asked me to look up and give my opinion on. So, I've made a list, and I'll go down them, telling what's right and what's wrong. All right, let's get started. I figure I will start this video off with the simplest and the one I've actually put the most research into. Agrarianism. Now, I come from a long line of farmers, and so this was right up my alley. An empire run by farmers. It worked for Rome. I don't see why it couldn't work again. So yeah, I agree with that. That seems fine. I think that the Jews do deserve to live in Israel. It's theirs.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, Lord.
It's theirs by the will of God. The Jews have 100% rights to that place. I don't see why the Jews can't have their own country. But I know what people say. Oh, you're a Zionist. You believe that Jews... What Zionism really stands for. It's the belief that Jews should rule Israel. And that's completely true.
Yeah, ignore the fact that they are trying to expand into Syria or trying to expand into Lebanon. Ignore that. Ignore that. You know, that's not realistic. You know, it's just I love that. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna watch this separately. Oh, I love that though.
Next we have Ba'athism. I'm sure I butchered that, but essentially, no, I don't agree with it, and I'm not going to go into reasons why.
Ba'athism. I don't agree with it because they Arabs. I guarantee that's what he really thinks.
Because, as I said, YouTube. So, no, that's bad. Next, we have
Oh, screw you. Baathism is perfectly fine.
Paleoconservatism. It was okay, I suppose. It's nothing I would get behind. I didn't really put a lot of effort into researching that one because, you know, we don't need to create a subgroup for every type of government out there. Lord of mercy.
That's what I've been saying about you, Bacon.
One thing I didn't like about it was there was no big government. And as an imperialist, you know, I'm all about that big government.
I love me that. This is okay. What will happen to this guy? It's like I could see this guy becoming like a mid-level bureaucrat of some sort. It's like talk about neocon or something. It's like he has all the makings of it, doesn't he? It's like I could see this. Oh man.
So no, paleoconservatism was okay, I suppose, but no, I wouldn't get behind it. Next, we have a Christian democracy. Well, I only have one thing to say to that. Look at America. America's been a, quote, Christian democracy, end quote, for many years. And look how it's failed.
Well, no, I mean, you don't have to look at that. You could look at the Christian Democratic Party in Germany for a more appropriate sense. The United States, while they said the whole under God business didn't really come about until the early 20th century. Before that, we didn't even talk about God like that. As far as I know, even I know that.
Christian democracy breeds nothing but weak Christians. It's disgusting. So no, I'm completely against Christian democracy. As I said, just look to America and you'll see why. Next we have feudalism. Well, I don't have much to say about that because that falls under monarchism, and I support monarchism. And so I view them as
monarchism and big government. Does that seems like that's at odds, doesn't it? To have a monarchy but also have big government. This isn't
as our cousins, imperial cousins, even though technically monarchists are just imperials, but they don't want to call themselves that. Anyway.
This is a guy. Look, I feel so sorry because like this is a guy who, like I say, he lives with just his mom. They feed a lot of this bullshit to him, you know, about Christianity. They feed a lot of this shit into his head, and then he's just like, well, I like big government. You know, I like all these sorts of things. I came from a family of farmers. I can guarantee just by looking at you that you do not farm at all. It's like, look, you know, yeah, everybody's family to a point was farmers, but yeah, then eventually we left.
Anyway, next we have what is called a technocracy. That's ruled by a few elites. Well,
yeah, maybe
I don't know if you could say imperialism is a technocracy because, sure, the emperor rules, but at the same time, the Senate is there, and that's a body. So I don't support technocracy. It leaves too much room for corruption.
True. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make y'all watch that.
Next, we have the Juche, or
Monze.
Something like that. It's bad. It's just communists. So no.
No. Juche is not just that, but okay.
And then we have Pinochetianism.
Pinochet.
I like Augustus Pinochet. He was
There we go.
great. He was
Oh!
excellent. Excellent ruler. He did.
Yeah, this guy is a neocon. He will probably be low level though, and he probably won't benefit from the system. You're probably correct on that, but yeah, don't you dare insult Juche. Exactly. Juche is based though, yeah.
He was like Franco. He did what needed to be done.
Comparing Pinochet to Franco. Could that be made? I don't know. I guess you could. Yeah.
And I'm just glad Margaret Thatcher saved his life.
I'm just glad Margaret Thatcher said, oh my goodness. Whew. Oh man.
Next, we have Strasserism, I guess. It's bad. It's just Nazis, anti-Semitic Nazis.
He's just Nazi. Come on now. At least say it's agrarian, or it's amazing to me where he's like it's basically just feudalism. That's what a lot of Gospels will say. At least say that. You know, at least I have read Germany Tomorrow. At least tried to get some. It's bad. Drugs are bad. That's basically what he's saying. It's like, it's bad. Drugs are bad.
Anti-Semitism is bad. You should not be against the Jews just because they're Jews. That's called racism. It's not just anti-Semitism. And it's also wrong. Why is it wrong? Go to my video on the importance of the Jews, and you'll see why. Well, I don't know if I covered everything on the list, but I think I got it all. Also, the last part of this video, I'm going to be addressing a comment that the guy who did the Pan third position video responded. So, I'm going to read these comments and respond again.
Oh, I'm not going to read. I'm not going to listen to your bullshit. Okay, that's enough of that. That's right. Oof. Yeah. Pinochet is cringe just like Franco. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, I can agree with that. Farming today is nothing like farming for the vast majority of human history. Yeah. If you don't till your field with a hoe, calling yourself a farmer is a stretch. Yeah, that's true. Oh, oof. Okay. That's enough, though. Oh, my God. I mean, he's okay. You know what I would say about guys like this? This is a guy who's like popcorn. It's just like, you can't just have just one. It's like, I've got to see how much cringe I can take. Or it's like eating like eating a habanero or like a ghost pepper or something like that. It's like, it's so cringe. It's so bad. You're just like, how deep does this bullshit go? You know, that's what it is. I have to cut myself off from it, though. I have to cut myself off and say, no more. Yeah. Imagine calling yourself a Christian and supporting Second Temple Jews, aka Messiah deniers, who say Jesus is burning in hell and Mary is a whore. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I know it's bad. I know it's bad, Manny. I can only go so far, though. I can only go so far with the cringe. There's only so much cringe I can take in a day. And I do want to try to at least pretend to give a shit about the rest of my degree here. But yeah. Okay, I guarantee he has a deviant heart. Oh yeah. Yeah, Strasser wasn't as anti-Semitic as Hitler. When he found out about what Hitler's plan was for the Jews, he decided to side with the Soviet Union. Well, the thing is about Strasser is that he went to the UK and he got money from the UK, you know, and that basically they funded him. So yeah, Germany Tomorrow came out and he was basically just saying, well, yeah, we'd give reparations and we'd give Poland back and everything. He basically just wanted to be like a Juan Guaido, basically, is that they were going to overthrow Hitler and they were going to put, Strasser in, Otto Strasser in, and he was going to create the real version of National Socialism, But yeah, I mean, he was just a shill. He was just, yeah. Oh, great. Yeah, no, that's what I said. I said Otto Strasser, didn't I? Yeah, no, Gregor was the one that was killed. Yeah, Otto was the one that wrote the books. Yeah. He was the intellectual guy. Yeah. I think that's what I said. Yeah, Otto Strasser. Yeah, Otto Strasser's the one that went to there. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, Strasserism is just for trannies anyway. So yeah. Yeah. That's what. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Gregor is the one that played the game, and ultimately he's the one that got killed in the Night of the Long Knives. But yeah. Oh man, been going for about an hour and a half. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah. Oh man, this is why I loosely call myself a Nazgul, but it's like, look, I don't LARP about it though. I mean, let me be honest though. Let me be honest with my audience here of 8 people. Do I LARP that hard about it? Because I don't think I do. I mean, most of the time I try to be realistic. Oh, hold on. All right, let me check the phone. Hold on. As always. Okay. Oh, yeah. Going down this rabbit hole. Don't do it, Manny. No, don't do it, Manny. Don't do it. Yeah. Do I own a Nazgul LARP too? No, I don't. Oh, I appreciate that. Okay. I just, sometimes you gotta get a sanity check. Sometimes, I can get wrapped up by myself and everything. And I try to focus on the pragmatic issues. I try to be more realistic, but that's just me. Like I say, I'm not necessarily attached to the idea of, I'm going to be like Vosh in this way, but it's like, I'm not necessarily attached to an idea, but it's like, yeah, buying political LARP gear when you could just buy actual philosophy books. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the way, isn't it? But I think I've pretty much covered what I wanted to cover and more so. So I think we're going to go ahead and end it here. I will give my props to my audience, as I always try to do. I always try to give back and, at least say some nice things. So Manny, of course, Nazgul Jedi, Uncle Ho, Gurkaran Singh, or Gurkhan Singh, Gurkaran Singh, sorry. I cannot pronounce words. I'm not trying to be a jackass. Temujin, No More Libs, 1975 was in here as well, please, 1975. Punjabify, I think that's about it. Oh, Ole was in here as well. See, I think that's about it, though. I can't really think too much else, but I wanted to give my props, though. Oh, you just got back? Yeah, we covered a lot of, we covered some cringe. Libs Know 1975. Just for you, Libs Know 1975. Okay, we'll extend this out a little bit more. And we'll do one more LARP video from that Imperial Renaissance guy. Let me pause this right quick here. We'll do one more video from him, just as a way to, yeah. Just one more LARP video from him. One more, because this is some oof. This is some oof. That's all I got to say. It's oof. God or family. Oh, boy. Okay, so let's get into the LARP here. Okay, let's see here. Literal Soldier, Imperial Meme. Okay, Living Faith versus Dead Faith. Why is porn a sin? Living Faith versus Dead Faith. Here we go. Tolerance. Okay, look at this. Bruh. I'm pan third position. Oh, hold on there. Okay. The problem with Harley Quinn. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Okay. There's so much cringe. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we got some. Okay. Films coming from Imperial Renaissance. Oh my. Skull. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh. Go ahead. Oh. Who is this Red Noir Films? Who the hell is this guy? Okay. Golly. Okay, let's see this Red Orient Entertainment. Oh my goodness. What? Bruh. Who is he? Okay, hold on. Charlie Bear. Charlie Bear. Oh, Lord have mercy. Who is he working with? Does he have ear pods? What in the... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, shit. Yeah, ASMR. Yeah, I'm sorry. God damn it. Okay, hold on. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show you the LARP that he... Okay. Oh, of course, of course. So this is the... Okay, so this is the guy that Imperial Renaissance apparently works with. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Blood Mountain. Oh, my goodness. We were all cringed in the past. Yep, exactly. We were. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. Let me find it. We got, yeah. Hold on there. The Protestant Reformation, good or bad? Okay. Good old Imperial Renaissance. Oh my goodness. This guy.
Salve. Welcome to the Imperial Renaissance. This video was requested, so here you go. Alright, was the Protestant Reformation a mistake? Yes or no? The answer is yes and no. Now, I know that sounds confusing, but I'll break it down simply for you. Alright, before I continue, I want you all to know I've done a lot of research on this topic over the years, a lot of books. I've read Luther and the Catholics at the time. I studied both sides of the equation. Okay, so I'm giving you an opinion, but know that it's an educated opinion. Okay, was the Protestant Reformation a mistake? Well, yes, it was. The Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church had full control of the world, the West and the East. Well, not the whole world, but you know what I mean.
The Orthodoxy and the Catholic Orthodoxy were unified
You can't. No.
Not to-
You cannot. You cannot call it Catholic Orthodoxy. No.
together, but in the sense of they unified Christendom into two nice, neat blocks. The Orthodox Church of the East and the Catholic Church of the West are the true remnants of the Roman Empire, the Roman East and the Roman West.
No. Come on. Let's be honest now. Christianity was not recognized until the very, 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 very end of the Roman Empire. And even then, it was not really that respected. Orthodoxy, you may have more of an argument, but you cannot say the Catholic Church. Come on.
As you all know, a unified front is more strong than
The
a
Imperial
scattered
meme
front.
video? All right.
This is also why the Protestant Reformation was a mistake. How many denominations do we have nowadays? Way too many. Now, is that a problem? Yes and no. I'll come back to that.
Okay, let's see this meme video. Since I did see it recommended. So let's go ahead and see here. Okay, let me see here. The Imperial meme. Okay, here we go. Conservatives. Okay. Communism. Imperials. Go ahead.
Hey, you're not supposed to be. Hey, hey!
Get down.
Democrats. The Democrats. Ignoring the fact that the T-1000 can heal itself. God, what a... Not the way he intended, yeah. Them our Democrats got wasted. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. I mean, that's hilarious. I mean, it's like, oh my goodness. Like I say, I'm still embarrassed that they would. Oh, okay. Let's see this one. He's got the white suit in this. Oh my goodness. Imperial Christendom. Fascists are just cancerous as comics.
Welcome to the third and final part of the Imperial Christendom documentary.
Oh, anti-Nazi free speech? Okay, let me see what we got here. Oh, okay, let me see here. Anti-Nazi free speech. Is it down below? Okay, is it lower? Will you answer the call? The coronavirus. Debunking PragerU. Oh my goodness. This guy's in college. Okay, hold on. Oh my goodness. Hold on. How to not educate someone. Hold on.
Salve. In this video, I'm going to be telling you.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so he's got Air Force medal. Looks like that looks like a World War II medal. He's got the Ave, and an Iron Cross second. Oh. Oof. That's all. Oh my goodness.
How to not.
Oh, this is the
quote,
anti-Nazi speech.
educate
Okay.
someone. Well, recently somebody was in my comments leaving this utter stream of nonsense. And I screenshotted all the comments, and I
Okay, this is the one. Oh, okay, this is the one. All right. Anti-Nazi speech.
Today, I'm going to be giving a short speech on the Nazis.
The anti-Nazi speech. While you're wearing an Iron Cross second class. Oh.
And these new Nazis that are coming up in our world today. Well, here's the issue. Due to the evil that has risen in our time, there have been many groups that have risen to fight against it. Some of these groups are noble and true. Others are false and evil. They will end up doing more harm than good. One of these groups that has risen is these neo-Nazis. They are all over Europe and America. These poor souls have blindly attached themselves to this idiotic belief.
Iron Crosses predate. I know, but what he's wearing right there, though, is something that, yeah. Which is based on not Nazis. Stop calling me Nazi. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Iron Crosses predate the Nazi. He used them because he loves the German Empire. Yeah, exactly. While doing a Hitler salute and wearing the Iron Cross and the Nazi form. Exactly. Like I said, I do look. If we want to be pedantic, yes, I do realize that the Iron Cross predates the Nazis, but pretty much anything that they turn anything that the Third Reich touched turned to cringe.
That Hitler created several years ago. Nazism is a cancer and a disease. It doesn't help anyone but Satan. The Jews aside, we're not even going to address this issue. The Jews aside, Nazism helps no one. It has killed more brothers. I'm talking about white men, Europeans.
Oh my goodness. How does he even Bruh. What are you white Europeans? Oh, you've already lost. Oh,
Americans than anyone else. It is a traitorous ideology that betrayed everything that
he was using the Renaissance. Yeah, he is still cringe. Yeah, he is.
Germany stood for and betrayed everything that Europe stood for. All of Europe at this moment is eaten up with this disease. Because
Really?
they think if we run to the swastika, we'll be.
They can't. The swastika is illegal in Germany. That's why they use the old imperial flag. Are you kidding me? Bruh. It's not some infection. It's like, if you think that come on.
Safe. We can kick all the Africans out, kick all the Muslims out, and we'll go back to the way things were. The way things were is a godless heap of trash because Europe has forgotten what they are. They've forgotten who they are for the past 60, 70, 80 years. After World War I, everything went to hell. Christianity was forgotten. God was forgotten. And this Nietzsche and philosophy and...
Nietzsche? The Nietzsche guy.
freaking communist and socialist revolution took over. Socialists...
Don't tell this guy about Otto von Bismarck. Don't tell him about him. Don't tell him.
Nazis, communists, do not believe in God because God goes against everything they believe. So now that
Yep. Also, don't talk about Austria either. Please don't talk about them. You know, the ones that Tradcast LARP about all the time. Please don't say that.
Christianity's back on the rise, and imperial Christianity
Nietzsche the
has come
socialist,
back.
yeah.
These Nazis
Chaplains
are
and mass,
panicking.
exactly.
They're panicking because they are jealous and they are full of hate. They cannot stand us because we remind them of the truth. We remind them of the Germany or the Europe they betrayed. And they don't like it because a traitor hates to be told that he is a traitor. It doesn't sit well with him. I don't know why. He gladly sold his soul to Satan, so he shouldn't be so much bothered.
Oh my goodness, this is okay. If y'all remember, if the Americans in the audience, y'all maybe remember when Dana Carvey used to use that bit. Could it be Satan? This is literally. Oh.
So all the time I'm getting these stupid Nazis that come up in my face and try to say how God isn't real, and this is my favorite. They claim at 1 second that God isn't real. And then a few sentences down the line, they would say that God will hate you, or they try to use God against me.
That fell apart quick.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. You can't claim something doesn't exist and then use it against something else. We need to be vigilant against this threat, because the Nazis are as much of a threat now as the liberals and the communists.
This is literally like, okay, right-wing Unruh. Yeah, really. This is a right-wing Jason Unruh. Yeah. Imperial Rebel News. Yeah. Used Christian rhetoric, but definitely were pagans at heart. Yeah. All right.
They are worms that will dig into the movement and to Europe and to America, and they will rot us from the inside out. Because that's all they do. They rot and they eat. They're a parasite that must be dealt with.
Ooh, be careful about parasite, bud.
Nazism is on the rise, and we've got to do something about it.
No, it isn't.
If you come across a Nazi, try to save him. Teach him the truth. But if he just says no and refuses to see the light, because that's what Nazism does, it puts a blindfold on you and a chain around your neck. It won't let you see the light, because if you do, you realize how evil it is. Again, if he refuses to see the truth, banish him. Have nothing to do with him. Do not talk to him. They have chosen isolation, so let them have it. Because they're not like anyone else. Despite the rise of this Nazi filth, there is good news. The good news is this: imperial faith and Christianity, true Christianity,
Oh,
back on
Lord
the
have
rise.
mercy.
We have seen to that, my iron saints. As long as you continue to preach the good word, the true word, hope lives. Remember this. We are fighting to bring back true ideals that Europe once held.
Get a haircut, hippie. Get a haircut. Yeah, you are banished. And then, yeah. 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 Posada's Rebel News, yeah. Well, Posada's Rebel News goes for the meme, though, and I think he actually, I think to a point, I think he's in on the joke, but it's like this guy.
That America used to be. And we will win, if it's God's will, which I don't see how it couldn't be. God desires for America and Europe to be Christian again, and so shall it be in this life or not at all. Because let me tell you this. I've had Nazis tell me this before. How are you going to say there's only one God? That's discriminatory. And what I find funny about that is, as a Nazi, aren't you the most discriminatory wretch on the planet? How are you?
That's rich coming from a Christian. I'm sorry. Even I have to say, as someone who tries to at least can respect Christianity, that's rich coming from people like you. I'm sorry.
Are you going to tell me I'm being discriminative when your whole ideology is built on racism and hate? But anyway, there is only one God. His name is Jesus Christ. Yes, you.
Oh, nope. Once again, there's the Father. Once again, that's kind of the big thing, is that, yeah, Jesus Christ was the Son of God. God is God. Jesus Christ was, oh, Lord. Ooh. I'm sorry. Ooh. Hey, God. His name is Allah. Yeah, exactly. You are discriminating. Oh, man.
Jesus Christos. And the only way to heaven is through him. No one else. There is no other path. As an Iron Saint, you know this. As an Iron Saint, you believe this.
Iron Saint. There, yeah, don't say Iron Guard, because you would really, don't read about the Iron Guard in Romania. Don't read about them.
So you need to spread it. And today we have the technology to spread it easier and faster than any time before. We have YouTube for as long as it lets us, and Facebook, social media. You can easily spread the word of God. So let me ask you something. Are you? Are you doing your part? I hope so.
Bruh, this Spurg couldn't even take the little thing that's on the front of, officers' caps off before he put that the ugly wreath on that. Bruh, just the Spurgery.
I hope so. Remember this. True Germany was Christian for over 1,000 years. Kaiser Wilhelm II made sure.
Oh, oh, man, my man. Don't read about what Kaiser Wilhelm thought about Jews, man. I think you'd take the L if you ever knew the real history of Kaiser Wilhelm II. But okay, go ahead, bruh. I'm sorry. Oh, man.
God was at the center of his empire. God and family is what he held.
Wait a minute. But he said that, if your family is considered heretical, you could drop your family. So, bruh.
Most High. Adolf didn't hold that in any regard whatsoever. He butchered families and murdered children, which is noble.
He ruined my day.
God
Yeah.
and family.
Now he ruined Latin.
Hate
Yeah.
and ignorance. Your choice.
Bruh is all. Yeah, he likes Mussolini and Franco, but yeah, never talks about the Iron Guard. Yeah, that's true though. Yeah, he still couldn't stand the Nazis. That is true. I'm just saying is that for this guy being kind of philo-Semitic as he is, to kind of be like, yeah, that's just, oh, bruh. Okay. Bruh. Oh my goodness. This is a stream that never ends, isn't it? Okay, well, let's go ahead and see here. Hold on. All right. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let me see what we got here. Are you a non-Trinitarian? I don't think I am. Let me see what we got here. Oh my goodness. Atun Shea. Oh, I've heard of this guy, I think. Atun Shea. I think I've heard of this.
Enamored by broadsides and gazettes, and in their ignorance, owner of the colony of Massachusetts.
All right.
big. Today,
Okay. I think we're going to go ahead and end it here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and see y'all later, folks. You need my help?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Give me a minute, folks. Okay. All right. Now we'll finish it up properly. Oh, rice. Yep, exactly. Rice gang, baby. Rice gang. Yep. Let's go ahead and do something to cleanse our palate a little bit, shall we? Let's cleanse our palate a little bit with I'm gonna take this. Let me see here. I can't think of the name of it offhand. There we go. That's it. That's the one. I just want to clean my palate just a hair bit, and then we'll end it. Huh? Oh, there's some stuff for me? Okay. We'll just let it play. Okay. Okay, that is a great song. But yeah, okay. Next one. Would we all not Glasgow?
Утром ранним урожая ждать мы станем. Пусть обильные будут сходы для отчизны, для народа. Зерна риса сыпать будем, словно жемчуг мирным людям. А для вражьих армий черных словно пули станут зерна. Свет весенний серебристый над широким полем риса. Дружно песню мы затянем, присажая утром ранним. Пусть увидят наши дети, как прекрасны всходы эти. Пусть знамена мира реют в синем небе над Кореей. Пусть увидят наши дети, как прекрасны всходы эти. Пусть знамена мира реют в синем небе над Кореей.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and end it here, though. I appreciate it. We went on for a good 2 hours. Appreciate y'all listening. I was giving my props earlier, but of course, for not Glasnow as well. I don't want to, I'm not going to blow him up and everything, but yeah, shout out to him. So we'll go ahead and end it here. Let's go ahead and end it here with a good little outro video, and then we'll close it out. We'll go ahead and end it there. Let's go ahead and do the DPRK outro.
Fought single-handed against the desperate imperialists. Even in the face of food difficulty, the Korean people valued billets more than sweets. In the unprecedented hardships and trials, a complete whole is formed more firmly between the supreme commander and soldiers, between the army and people. This is precisely the strength of Juche Korea, the might of Sungun politics.